disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
Hold on.
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. And on Mondays, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gathings, Chris Walker, and Angel Diaz. Tuesdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesday is the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And Thursdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. And also on the main app, the Martial Arts Center Network app. Joe, it is showtime. What's up, man?
Hold on, Gene. We're doing pretty good this week. So, you got all the podcasts out. I got my podcast out. We're good to go.
Yeah, we're on a little bit of a roll.
Yeah, it was funny. I reached out to the guys, and apparently the dude and my buddy in Wisconsin can never get on until like 11 our time.
Mm-hmm.
So I said everybody else again agreed to it. So I just said okay, fine. Even though I had to go to work the next day, I'm like, if you can get on a little bit sooner, like maybe 10:30. Well, Steve fell asleep, so here we are. I got three of us. Well, the three of us in and one of us out. So I'm trying to give him a chance, but I'm like, at this point, it's now or never. So I just about 10:45, I just hit the thing, and I said, if he jumps in, he jumps in. If not, we'll get him next week.
You might have to change the day.
I keep trying to give these guys a lockdown a day, and it's everybody has different things going on, different days, and so that's just the hard part about when you have multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
And we still put out a good show, so I was happy. And of course, Steve was missed, but we're 4 episodes in, we're having a good time with it, so we're just gonna keep on rolling. And I told him I'll get him next week.
I got a question about that. So, are you guys going to do this in seasons? Because, the football season ends in February after the Super Bowl. So, are you guys going to do another sport like basketball or baseball? Or how do you guys plan to do it?
So there's a podcast I listen to, and I would like to get on their level, and they during the season they're 5 days a week.
Oh,
they're Monday through Friday.
They must have sponsors.
Yeah, they're this is their full-time job. They got producers, they got writers. It's a I think they got 300,000-400,000 people subscribed and all that stuff. So I would love to be 2 or 3 days a week. And in the off season, they bring it down. Early off season, they bring it down to 3 episodes, and then they bring it down to 2 episodes a week, and then they ramp it back up right before the season starts. So I'm not sure. I haven't talked to the guys yet. My guess would be we'll just wait. We'll finish this season, take a break, and then regroup for next season and see where we're all at. Because even if I could do 2 times a week, I would be happy with that. But again, I'm just struggling right now, just getting 1 episode a week out. So we'll see how it goes and what happens. It's doing well. I think on average right now, we're subscriber wise, we're looking close to 60, 70. And so we got over, we're at 600 downloads all 4 episodes. So, it's doing well. A lot of it's in Michigan. Some of it's, I'm assuming Jeff and them in Virginia and Atlanta is coming up. A couple in Egypt. So I don't know if it's somebody using a VPN or if it's really in Egypt. It's interesting when you can see the breakdown like that.
Yeah, I like doing that too.
So I'm happy with, I'm not looking to get rich right now or anything like that. I'm just having a good time. And this was a goal of mine 2 years ago. So eventually, I'm happy just to get it out and that it's doing pretty good and that we're just having fun with it. So Other than that, it was nice to get a Lions win.
Oh yeah.
And it's starting to look more and more like that first game in Green Bay was a bit of a fluke.
Yeah, it does.
Because at first everyone's like, Green Bay's defense is that good, but I mean, the last couple of games, they're not really showing up.
They almost threw the game away when they played Dallas the other night. I was thinking, like, why are they not kicking the field goal now? Like, if that ball had went anywhere else, man, that would.
But to have such a good defense and not be able to put Dallas away with, hampered without their number one and losing to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And then we turn around and trounce Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong. I understand anything can happen. Like, we could play the Bengals this coming week and lose that, and then everyone would say we suck again. But I just, it's funny to watch. Like, you watch that first game and then everyone goes, oh, they suck. And then you're right back to playing the same kind of football we're used to playing.
I think people just forgot that we lost both of our coordinators. And it just took some adjustments. And, as they keep playing and winning, they're getting back into the groove of things, So, the Lions will be okay, I think. I'm not really worried about them right now.
I was kind of like, I was unhappy that we didn't get to watch Michigan. So I'm glad
this is the year that I predicted when things started finally turning around a few years ago. This is the year that I predicted them to get to the Super Bowl. Hopefully it happens. Because I want to rub it in Trav's face because he said that they would not get to. He was still. This is before the Lions had the previous good years. He did not believe that they were turning things around. I was like, dude, you're not even watching the games. How can you say that? You're just going off of the past and the history. I was like, you have to watch these guys play. I'm like, this is different. I was like, Sheila Ford, she's not doing like what her dad did. She's putting the right people in place. She's hiring the right front office people to turn things around,
Well,
so
we can't expect much out of an MSU graduate,
There you go.
Other than that, man, we're just the kids are doing their thing, getting ready for everything. We got drums and basketball and play and marching band and all that fun stuff coming up. We're getting ready. We got Comic-Con in November. We got Halloween. Everyone has a good time. My family likes to dress up, so everyone has a good time with that. And then other than that, like, that's about it. Just work and everything else.
I think my kids are getting close to the end of Halloween.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been asking both Champ and DJ, what they're going to be, and they have no idea. Normally, they should have an idea by now of what it is, but it's taking a long time. And Champ even said, like, what if I decide not to go? I said, that's fine with me. I'm not going to force you to go ask people for candy. So if you and your buddy just want to hang out and have a party, and have some pizza and, just play video games, hey, if that's what they want to do, that's what they can do. It don't matter to me. I don't have to go walking down the street that night.
I think people do that kind of thing at their own leisurely time. Like, if you're done with it, you're done with it. That's your thing, You got to handle it how you want to handle it. I did it until I was too old. So
you're one of those big teenagers going around still asking.
Yeah. See, I put a costume on. I'm good.
I was about Champ's age when I believe I was 13 when I stopped going out asking for candy, and we started having fun at the house passing out candy. Because we will always have a bunch of friends over and probably have a sleepover and just hang out and scare people who came to get candy.
Yeah, we did do some of that. And then, see, I had my wife and I were dating at the time, and she had young siblings. I got to just, I'm taking out the kids. And they'd be like, why are you throwing a costume on? Just, because our dad needs some candy too. It's all good.
I think I've only, as an adult, I've only dressed up one time. And that might have been in 2015 or 16. And I was the Cat in the Hat. but since then, I have not done that. I got a lot of attention dressed up like the Cat in the Hat.
Are you going to Comic-Con in November?
No, man. I normally don't. You know, they start doing this 2 times a year after COVID is when they start doing that. So I've never gone to the November show. I've only gone to the May show, so I'm not sure.
Got some good people there, but it's weird. They only have 2 wrestlers. It's Beefcake, and then it's one half of the Dudleys, Devon. I'm like, well, how are you gonna have the Dudleys show up and not have both of them show up?
You know, Bubba Ray might just be busy. You know, he does some stuff with either TNA or WWE. I think he's on the reality show too, so it's no telling.
I'm just saying, like, that'd be like, hey, we got half of the Bushwhackers. I want both the Bushwhackers. I want to see them both.
Well, going forward, you only get half now because I think one of them passed away a few years ago.
I'm just saying, man, when you got a good tag team, you need both of them there. You don't want half. You know, that'd be like, what are they gonna? He's gonna slam half of someone through a table or half a table? Like, come on, man. So I don't know. I thought that was weird, but I was gonna say, if you go, like, you know, you and I could dress up.
But there's more of a chance of me dressing up for Halloween than Comic-Con.
Come on.
I don't think I will ever dress up with for Comic-Con. Now,
you'd be like Thor and Captain America. We can both be you could be the Falcon version, and I'll be the regular. Or we'll flip it on people so they'll freak out. They'll be like, "Wait, what? Huh?"
So I took Melissa this year. This was our first time really going to Comic-Con and walking around, and she really liked it, and she really got into the cosplay. And she said that the next time she goes, she wants to dress up. So maybe maybe she might do it. I don't know. So we'll see. But dressing up for that,
it's only 2 of my 3 kids, and we haven't got my wife to do it yet. So it's just me and Aiden and Ava usually, and Ava loves it. She likes it, but that's part of it. She's theater and all that. So
some of these costumes now at these Comic-Cons are so good. Like I'm gonna look cheap. I'm gonna look like I got something from Spirit of Halloween. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to be out like that.
No, I hear you on that. And I got very artistic people at my house. So I'm like, hey y'all, what are you doing? Make me look good.
Yeah. Like when I saw that person show up as Optimus Prime a few years ago, I was like, okay, like you had to been spending all year building. This was not a costume that they bought. This thing was put together. They made that. That was some creativity. And I was just like, man, I'm not that creative that I can come up with
a costume contest this on Saturday this past in the summer. They showed, so there was 2 costume contests. One was like your basic, and there were still some pretty good ones, and the other one was actually being judged.
Oh, I thought they do the kids on Sunday. So they do. Yeah. Okay, so they have 3 contests. Okay.
Yeah, there was one that like literally just anybody could go up. They signed them up and they went up. And then there was actually one that was judged. I saw half of that one. I didn't miss the end of it.
Because my dad likes the contest, also the cosplay contest. He likes going and he always takes pictures when he goes. Do they have the contest in the fall con?
I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. I'll look it up.
Okay. All right. Cool.
What you been up to?
Same old, man. Same old. I did get my 4th stripe on my white belt. So I was pretty happy with that, man. It's been 2 years, and like I said, this is the most consistent that I've been in jiu-jitsu. So I was pretty happy with that. And I was talking to my uncle back in it must have been for the 4th of July we got together, and I was just telling him how I'm enjoying being a student again, because it's been years that I've been the instructor, teaching classes. And, now I can just be a student and just have somebody else tell me something that I don't know, so I've really been enjoying it. And yeah, man. So now I'm just getting ready to take a test in December. So I'm just prepping to take this combatives test. And after I pass the combatives test, I'll still be a white belt I'll get a combatives belt that I wear in class. But if I do tournaments, I'm going to wear my normal white belt. And then I have, 6 or 7 months after that, and then I'll, get my blue belt. So looking forward to finally not being a white belt anymore. But like I told Isaiah the other night, man, when we were doing a winter circle, it's like you never really truly get everything you want in life, period. So you need to be happy with where you are and just enjoy the journey. Because I told him by the time I get to be a black belt, and I'm gonna be damn near 60 years old. 60. And at that point, I'm gonna be wishing I had more life. I got my black belt, but now I'm getting to the end of things, so you can never truly have everything that you want in life. So you just have to be satisfied with what you have and enjoy the journey.
Man.
All right. But other than that, man, work has been good, man. I got some new assignments, got some new stores. T-Mobile is officially taking over my company now, so I'm pretty much a T-Mobile account executive, territory account executive now. So we're just switching everything over now. So it's a lot of new stuff that I have to learn for work now, because they want us to go out and take care of their stuff in addition to Ultra also. So I've had a lot of trainings and stuff to do over the last 2 days, today and yesterday. I had a lot of trainings to do for work. So but it's still pretty interesting. Still no issues. I'm still enjoying it, so it's cool. Okay. Getting ready to head back down to Indianapolis in the middle, about 2 weeks in October. Go down there and do some stuff, especially with this new T-Mobile work I have to do, because I have not talked to anybody down there in Indianapolis about anything associated with T-Mobile. So, looking forward to this next work trip I got to take down there. So, but other than that, man, I am ready to talk about Warrior Season 3, Episodes 9 and 10. And at the end of the show, this is the finale, I understood what you meant.
I know.
Understood what you
I forgot some things, man. So I'm really like, oh, dang, they really went crazy.
On one hand,
it's somebody back that was supposed to be dead.
Yeah, well, I knew he wasn't dead because we saw him at the end of last season.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't even think about him showing back up. I mean, that was a big surprise. But they wrote these last 2 episodes. I mean, the last episode was written as if they didn't know if they were coming back or not. So they kind of left the door open for themselves to see if they got renewed. Because like you said, they definitely can come back and finish some stuff and close some stuff and end it. Because they kind of left it, even though some stuff may have ended, there's a chance that it's not over. Yeah. For a lot of different things, a lot of different stories, so we'll touch on it. So let's start with episode 9.
So episode 9 starts, we got basically Father June's dying. I mean, really no other way to put it. Dude, they got a doctor there. They said his blood is no good. It's leaking into his head. He's dying. That's why he has some moments where he's there, some moments where he's not there. He's lucid. So
I kind of figured that when he got shot. I figured like, okay.
Oh, that's not how it starts. Sorry. I mean, that is part of the start, but we left off with Lai showing up at the I forget that dude's name, the politician. Strickland. And she had killed one of his servants or bodyguards. I don't even know who the guy was. And so Strickland, you just think is this random rich white dude, but apparently he can fight because he has no problem looking at Lai going, oh yeah, you're one of Nellie's whores. And then he grabs a sword off the wall and he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Now, granted, I mean, she was trained pretty well by what's her name?
Maylene?
No, she wasn't trained.
No, not Maylene. A toy.
And but she's still an amateur compared to a toy.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude, you kind of hope he's not going to be able to handle her very well, but in the end, I mean, he takes her out. And
I knew he was going to do that.
Ellie's door.
Yeah, I knew he was going to take her out at the beginning. I'm like, this is too early in the episode, so he has to.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, because like you said, he did drop her off at Nellie's. And when he did, at first, I thought that he killed her, which would have made sense.
Yeah.
him leaving her alive did not make any sense. I didn't understand that because he's been killing everyone else that that ran across him, especially at Nellie's place. So why wouldn't he have not killed her? He just beat her up and then dropped her off there.
Yeah, I was really shocked by that too. And I mean, so maybe that's his way of saying he's not as bad as everyone thinks he is. I don't know, or just a warning, like, hey, don't be sending nobody else to my house. That's the thing. She wasn't sent there. She went there on her own, which was stupid. She should have showed up with a toy. So that was on her. After that, we see Bill. I guess he's getting ready to go back to work or figure out where he's going to do now. He's been waiting kind of for the police to show up and pick him in. And the funny thing is, the door, someone knocks at the door and he's finished getting dressed and it's Buckley. So he's thinking, this is it. Like, time's up. Sorry, wife. Sorry, kids. I couldn't help myself. But Buckley shows up and basically everyone had Bill's back. And, the old chief, he couldn't even talk. So he didn't really give the story that everyone wanted. He kept his mouth shut literally on purpose. And, everyone else said that he got drunk and fell down. So, and Buckley knows that's BS, but at the time he's just happy to be mayor. So he's just like, whatever, I don't care.
What happened to the original chief? I don't remember what happened to him.
What do you mean? He died.
No, when did he die? I don't remember.
He died during the riots.
Oh, okay. I don't remember, man. Okay.
Yeah, he was killed during the riots, or he quit, but I'm pretty sure he died. Yeah.
Okay.
So Buckley is actually not there to haul Bill in, even though he does try to ask Bill if the story that that is being told is true, and Bill just kind of bites his tongue for a second and goes, "Yeah, of course it is." And then,
but Buckley knew he was lying. He knew he was lying. He didn't care. Yeah,
of course he knew, but Buckley played it out because he's like, it should have been your job anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. So Bill's the new chief. He's real happy. He did kind of glance at his wife before he said yes, but he was gonna say yes no matter what. So, and then him and Lee have a real quick conversation about what it'll take to bring Lee back and everything like that. So that was good. We have Chow, the printer's daughter, and our wonderful hero, and they're concerned. He's concerned actually because the Young June's people are getting better at printing money. They're printing passable money, and which means they're getting closer, and her life is going to be in danger because the whole idea is to cut her out to begin with.
Which is weird because she really wasn't. They never said about her getting any type of payment.
Well, yeah, I guess leaving the father alone was the payment.
Yeah, so they never said about her paying. So I'm like, is the only reason Young June want to get rid of her is because Assam is getting close to her? That seems pretty silly, especially if she's doing good work.
No, I think he did that because I think he figured because she's a woman, Mai Ling probably could convince her to switch sides, even against Assam.
I did not think that. I didn't.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think he likes loose ends, and frankly, her and Assam's relationship could easily turn. And like if they have a bad breakup and then she turns them in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think honestly, and Assam's fear was very well spoken because I think Young June definitely planned on her teaching his guys and then killing her. Because then nobody can really, and I mean, at a certain point, he would have been right if he found out about her stealing the money.
Yeah.
And then he knows Assam would have went against him. He trusts Assam to a certain point, but ever since he found out about Mai Ling and them being siblings, and then the printer girl, I mean, it's just all going against Assam. It's not.
Yeah. Good. Then his dad getting shot because of Assam. So yeah.
Yeah. So they go to they finish that conversation and try to figure things out, and then we go over to Mai Ling, and she has bodyguards to protect her from her husband, which is probably necessary, but not. I don't think he would ever hurt her, even though he's mad at her. But she's not going to take any chances.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he doesn't. I mean, he kind of consoles her, but he kind of does it in like a weird, creepy way. So.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he probably would have got rid of her and took over the tone for himself. But that's just one. That's just one of the things that happens in this show. Is you have a disagreement with someone, you guys will make up, but you better watch your back because they could be pretending that everything's okay. Like, look what happened with Mylene and her husband. Like, she killed her original husband, Long Z. She killed him.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't really know it was coming.
But he wasn't shocked when it happened.
No, he wasn't shocked. Just like in Cobra Kai, the grandfather ended up dying by the granddaughter, and he was ready for her. He was expecting her to eventually show up. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just part of that culture.
Well, it's like mob culture, basically. Because even Father June, when he's on his deathbed, he said before he left and basically got banished, he said young June should have killed him before to get the respect of the Tong, but he couldn't do it. So, and it made him look weak because it did. We see Buckley and Leary walking around through the new railroad setup. And of course, Leary's still pissed because Buckley is refusing until the laws are passed for no more Chinese labor and they've deported everyone. He's still using Chinese labor.
Now, was that you mean Strickland?
Is he? Oh yeah, Strickland. Sorry.
Yeah.
Every time I see him and Buckley, I get mixed up. And he's basically saying like the people that the rich people are going to use Chinese labor as long as they can because it makes them more money. And nothing you can do about it, basically. So Leary's like, yeah, there's going to be something I can do about it. So if you think, you got me, you don't got me.
I'm going to invoke terrorists.
Oh, yeah. More or less. That's where they all started. So Leary leaves that situation alone for now, but of course we know he's not going to go away. And then this is where we see Father June, Young June having a conversation right before Father June dies, and they have a nice little funeral for him. Interesting funeral for a Tong or a Bob. Like they have their little hatchet gang, their hatchets all on the coffin before they send him off on his way.
I wonder why they didn't do when they created the show. Why did they have the Hopway? Hopway looked like a cool Tong. None of the other Tongs looked like them. They didn't look like any type of gang or gangsters or
I know
like they were sophisticated or anything, But they had to be held fighting in a suit. I wouldn't want to do any fighting in the suits.
No. But that was one of the hatchet gangs. If you watch other kung fu movies, they always have some kind of hatchet gang in suits.
Okay.
Well, it must have been a thing. We see Hong with his boyfriend.
Okay.
In the weird club. Go ahead.
Okay. I was waiting for this show to end because this whole thing with Hong was unnecessary. There was no point to the storyline. I mean, why did they do this?
Just to give us something. I think every show now thinks they have to appeal to some type of other audience just to pull them in, even though, I mean, it really wasn't a big part. Because like Spartacus did the same thing. They always had some kind of LGBTQ relationship.
But this is my thing.
I mean, there's not too many shows nowadays that don't have some form of LGBTQ, whether it's wedged in or it's a part of the show.
This is my thing, though. Make it make sense or have a purpose.
I agree.
Don't just throw this in the show just to say, "Hey, we got this in the show." Like, I mean, because this was stupid. This whole storyline didn't make any sense. There they didn't need to do this. It didn't make any sense at all.
They were back at the weird club. Some guy said something to Hong, and Hong recognized this guy, said he was a bad guy, and that he wasn't, who he said he was. And his little boyfriend said, well, nobody is supposed to be who they say they are on the outside. That's why they come to this club. And this is the first time he really saw the gangster come out of Hong, and he didn't like it. And it basically ended that relationship for the most part.
Yeah, so this guy was a cop, and he was coming on to Hong.
Yeah.
And Hong did not forget, because I guess they ran into each other, and the guy, had a gun on him or had a gun in his mouth or something like that. So he knew that he was one of the bad cops. He wasn't just a regular, just a cop on the force. He wasn't like Lee or Bill. Like, this guy was one of those bad cops. So Hong didn't want to have anything to do with this guy, so he beat him up at this club, and then stormed out.
We go back to Leary. Leary gets a group of guys. They set up to blow up Strickland's bridge. And he's real proud of himself about that. And when he talks to Strickland about it, Strickland's like, dude, you didn't do nothing. I'm going to just rebuild the bridge in a few days and then right back. And Leary said, I'll just blow that one up too.
So
I love Leary's character. I think they could have done a lot more with him.
They could have. And we didn't even get a finale of Assam and Leary.
Yes.
You would have thought we would have got something else.
Should have.
I always thought that was going to be the finale. I thought it was going to be something with Assam and Leary. I thought that.
No, if anything, you need Assam and
Lee Young.
Long.
I thought that was going to be first. I didn't think that was going to be the end. I thought that he would have overcome that challenge and beat him up. And then I thought that him and Young June would have had an issue. And I thought Leary, always throughout this whole series, I looked at Leary as being the big bag because that's how they wrote him. Yeah. You would have thought that he would have been the main bad guy at the end that Assam would have had to defeat. And we really didn't get that.
No, not yet. If we ever get it now. Yeah. I don't know if they're ever going to do anything.
I don't think they're coming back.
I know.
Hasn't it been a few years since this season dropped?
Yeah, there was talk about Netflix picking it up and they just didn't.
So. Yeah.
We see the printer's daughter shows up to see her dad and brother, and of course Lee's there with his guy that we thought was dead, and they found her printed money, so they know that she's connected and they take her in. And of course the father and the son are pretty upset about it.
Oh, the father was pissed.
Father basically disowns her at this point. And so now basically Assam has to come up with a plan because he's not going to let her out in jail for his crimes. And she was a baller, man. She didn't say nothing. She just went about. So I think Young June's idea of her being a loose end wasn't as big as he thought.
If I'm her, I probably would have been pissed because she got involved with them to help her father out.
Yeah,
like he's damn near was about to die for his little print shop. He couldn't afford to pay the Hopway, so she helped them so they could leave him alone and leave his business alone. So, if I'm her, I would have said, "Well, Dad, what'd you expect me to do? What you wanted because they weren't backing off." And June would have really messed them up.
She didn't have to steal the money though. That was
no.
I get why she did. I'm just saying she didn't have to.
Yeah.
Tell me why at Father June's funeral, why is Chow always the one like running everything?
Man,
I just always thought that was funny. Like, Chow is a preacher. He's the arms dealer. He's the broker of peace between like he's everything.
Yeah, he is.
Literally, Chow does it all. I just think that's funny. I don't know why. It's just cracked me up. So yeah, I mean, he's like officiating the funeral basically.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was interesting. We see a toy tending to lie. She's pretty pissed,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Nellie, of course, Nellie knows what's about to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
She's not happy about it, but she knows, and I guess it's good at this point. It's either she's in or she's not because she knows she's not going to talk a toy out of this.
Mm-hmm.
She's seeing what a toy can do, and that's all there is to it. And then, of course, we see Leary show up to Strickland's fancy dinner, and he throws parts of the bridge at him. And this is where basically Strickland tells him, like, yeah, I'll just build it, and which I think is crazy because he already talks about all the money that it's taken to do this, and he's shutting this down and shutting that down. And how much money does this guy have? Like, how much money is this railroad really going to make him that he can just blow up a bridge and make it again?
Yeah, Leary really wasn't worried about Strickland doing anything to him. Strickland could have tied him up and had him arrested, came up with some fake charges. He really wasn't worried or anything.
Not with Bill on. Bill ain't gonna arrest Leary.
Not Bill, but Strickland could have made Buckley,
Yeah, that's true.
turn on Leary and had Bill or someone arrest him. He could have, or he could have had some guys just show up and kill him. Remember the first time Leary and Strickland faced each other, Strickland wasn't alone. He had guys, and Leary kind of backed down. So he's pretty lucky that Strickland didn't want to take it to another level.
But he had an offer for Leary at the time. He knew what Leary wanted, but now he don't care. Now that he got what he wants, he don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Assam shows up to the police office, and he talks to Lee, and he basically gives Lee what he wants. He tells him, I'll bring you the plates. I'll tell you where to do it, but you got to let her go scot-free. Don't arrest anybody. Just take the plates. Peace out. Whatever. And that's not going to go well for him because that's going to set Young June and the Tong off, and they're going to go after him, and they're going to go after her. So not only does he have to broker this whole thing, but he has to get her safely away. And then I guess she was already planning on running away with her money, but she doesn't even have it anymore. And then Assam agreed to go with her. Of course, we know that's going to get foiled one way or another. It's not going to work out.
Yeah, Assam kind of had enough. I mean, it was just, the uncertainty with Young June, probably tired of, going around and around with his sister. Probably the whole, he was not really a gangster. His whole purpose of coming to America was just to find his sister and keep her safe. That was his only purpose. He didn't mean for any of this stuff to happen. So,
of course,
first chance he got, he's, actually it's not the first. He could have left a long time ago when the Tong disowned him. He could have just left instead of working in what happened to the mayor's wife? She just kind of disappeared.
You know what? I never even thought about that, but you're right. She did disappear.
She just kind of disappeared.
That's the whole story. They just said, "No, I guess we're done with that."
But that kind of goes with how this show ended, because they just kind of just throw their hands up and said, "Oh, don't worry about these people anymore. Don't worry about what you've been watching and what you've been investing in."
Assam made a really crucial mistake here because he told Chow what his plan and what he was about to do. And the problem is, yes, Chow doesn't necessarily pick sides, and I think he's usually on Assam's side. One, because he doesn't want to mess with Assam. Who does? But two, I think he understands Assam's side more than most. So the problem is when Chow's ass is on the line, he takes his own side. And that's what happens. Some of Happy Jack's people show up. They know, or they say they know, Chow had something to do with Happy Jack disappearing. And so they threaten Chow's life. So Chow basically says, hey, I can get you the plates. I can get you all your money. You just got to go over here. So now we have two people looking to show up and pick up these plates. And like I said, that's where Assam messed up. Because he he might have gotten away with this and gotten away from the Tong and had his happily ever after. But that's the first time he messed up.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, he still wouldn't have got his happy because we know in the next episode something else is going to keep him from going. But and then
but he wouldn't have been around. He wouldn't have been around to find out that happened.
You're right. So that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That could definitely have gone a whole different.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting way to see if either she survived that or she doesn't, and then he has to come back and find out and what he would do. That would be an interesting route, but that's not the route they go.
Yeah, I don't think she would have survived. She wouldn't have survived that.
A couple people show up to kill Leary with guns, and they were stupid. He said, "Let me finish my beer." I've been like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna shoot you while you're drinking your beer because you're too dangerous."
Yeah.
And this whole thing was crazy. I still can't watch that scene.
Yeah.
Dude up
With
against
the guy with the bar
smashes his whole mouth. Like that dude's jaw.
Yeah.
It's like that just probably ripped his whole jaw apart.
You honestly, if you wanted to do prequels, you could have did prequels with a lot of these characters. You could do a prequel about Leary and like finding out how he got his skills, because all we know is that he was, he fought in the Union in the Civil War. But there's a lot there for that character. You could have even told the story of Mylene, how she came over. You could have told the story of Lee. There's a lot of different things. It's almost like Cobra Kai, where there's a lot of different stories that you can tell if you wanted to spin off from the show.
But they'd have to finish the show first, otherwise I'd be game. The next episode starts off, and I kept wondering when this was going to happen. Starts off with Mylene threatening that girl that put her in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought for sure she was going to show up, 10 deep and kill this girl, or worse. But she didn't really. I mean, she scared her. She scared the crap out of her. But she also let her know, like, I know this isn't the first time your husband's tried to mess with other women or does mess with other women, and you took this opportunity to get back at him, using me. And she says, so the next time, you have to deal with your husband coming home drunk, full of some other, stench. That's not what she said, but we'll just say that.
I'm gonna call it sticky juice.
Yeah, right. She gave her a knife and said, "Here."
Yeah.
Basically, I don't know. She was meant kill yourself or kill him or both. But
I was wondering that too. But the way the woman was looking, I thought she was gonna kill herself.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant for her to say. So, but yeah, and then we Bill shows up to Leary's bar and sees the mayhem. It's just kind of like, really, my first day, and this is what I got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Leary ain't having nothing to do with it. So, and I think they figure the guys were with Strickland, so they're getting ready to go over to Strickland's. The problem is Strickland has a couple of visitors. Starts off with Nellie, but a toy comes right out of the shadows, right when this dude's about to mess Nellie up.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to know she wouldn't show up by herself.
No, I don't think he did, because Lai showed up by herself.
I know, but come on. Nellie, if she's going to show up, she better be like 2-barrel guns or something, because, she did have a gun, but he didn't seem scared of her at all. But he didn't want to mess with the toy. And the toy she didn't mess around like Lai did.
No.
She went right after this dude. I mean, she cut him here, cut him there, put him down, and then, she toyed with him a little bit when he was helpless, but right before, was it Leary and Bill and the other guy? Bill, or was it just Bill and the other?
It was just Bill and Leary.
Yeah, Bill and Leary are like, what is that?
Mm-hmm. Now, you would have thought, go ahead, my bad.
Somehow they didn't see a toy, but they saw.
That's what I was getting at. Because Bill walks in the house and he looks right at her, and she looks at him, and then she runs away. So they clearly saw each other, but maybe they're saying it was dark and he couldn't get a good look. But from the way that they did the editing, it looked like he looked right at her and saw her. And it's not like they were real far apart from each other.
Maybe Bill, or not Bill, maybe Leary was just happy he was dead, so he didn't want to say nothing.
Did Bill know a toy? Was in the first season or second season, did he go to a toy's place? Was he in there drinking?
I don't know, but I don't think he didn't not know her. I mean, I think he knew of her and had seen her a few times.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But
I thought he had been there.
Bill was ready to stick up for Leary because Leary said right away, like, nobody's going to believe that I didn't do this because I blew up his fridge.
Not only that, he got all those, his guys are in his bar, laid out, stretched out. So yeah, nobody would have believed that he didn't.
Yeah, but what about, it's obviously sword marks. Leary ain't using no sword.
Well, you never know when things happen. Things happen.
So Leary talks Bill. Bill is the worst police chief. This first day, he walks into where Leary had killed the two guys, and then he burns the body of someone who's going to be noticed gone.
Yeah.
We're going to notice that this dude is gone.
Mm-hmm.
He has a big enterprise. He's very close with the mayor. He has a lot of interest. Like, obviously, people are going to know when he doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, well, whatever. Problem solved, I guess.
Strickland seems like the type of guy also that would have made a lot of enemies. So you just never know who would have made him disappear.
Yeah, true. I didn't think about that. Surprisingly, I mean, a toy usually has no problem killing people with no remorse, but she kind of shows a little bit of a vulnerable side with Nellie about doing all. Like, she's kind of just sick and done with it all. Over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. She's had to fight for a lot in her life. She hasn't had the easiest life, no more than Mei Ling or anybody else kind of in the show, but she's really never shown that side of her.
I think a toy was pretty mad with what Strickland did to Nellie's place because a toy was finally happy.
Yeah.
Her and all of her girls. And then, Strickland had his men come down and just, rain down terror on all of those women. And, so she's messed up in the head.
And all just for his own self-interest.
Mm-hmm.
Buckley has a nice moment with his little lady friend, and then he actually proposes to her, and that whole thing takes another turn. I forgot about that too, which was pretty crazy. All right, now this part kind of lost me a little bit because Mei Ling is talking to Buckley, and Buckley's basically saying he's trying to keep her out of the whole getting arrested for the plates thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of playing dumb, but she's basically like, okay, thanks for helping me out, but I have other vested interests in this. Like, what the heck? And Buckley was basically telling her, like, if you would have told me, I could have helped you with this. But now there's nothing I can do. Like, this is the Secret Service aren't in my pocket. So Lee is not going to listen. So now, it's all going to hell. And Young June is going to he's blaming the printer and Mei Ling. The printer lady and Mei Ling. Which eventually leads him to Assam.
Well, yeah, because that's Assam's sister, and he brought the girl around to do it, but like they needed somebody to do it. They tried to do it without that printer girl. They weren't getting it done. They weren't going to magically just figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
So Assam had to get somebody else.
So first it goes, the bulls show up. It's supposed to be a smooth transaction and everything's supposed to. The problem was Chow ended up sending Happy Jack's people there too. So that
Hong was there. Hong wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. Hong wasn't supposed to be there. He's supposed to be with his boyfriend, but that went sour. So now everybody, it's all out war. It's, we have three different, entities going against each other here. And it gave enough of a distraction for the Tong to kind of fight off the bulls and fight off Happy Jack's people. Happy Jack's people just want their money. And so now everyone's trying to figure out, like, why is this person here? Why is that person here? And it's all hell is breaking loose, more or less. So, of course, Assam's just fighting whoever he can to save his own ass. And him and Lee do meet up. And Lee thought this was Assam's doing. But Assam said, no, man, you got my girl. Like, I'm not doing anything to mess that up. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to keep up my end as long as you keep up your end. So, of course, Lee's a man of his word. So we know he's going to, as long as he gets what he needs, he's going to keep his part. So they work that out. And, we're going to see how this call all unfold. But, of course, during all this, we take a detour. And the girl Buckley's been seeing has, I'm looking, this is basically a side piece, but not really, because I think Buckley's a side piece. And then you find out basically Buckley is being catfished, but I don't know why.
Exactly. And who was this guy?
This random dude shows up. He's looks at her finger and sees the rock. Oh, he proposed a lot sooner than I thought he would. Blah blah blah. But I don't know what the scam is. I don't know who this guy is. This just came out of nowhere.
You know what? Because of that, that makes me think there was supposed to be a 4th season.
Oh, of course.
There had to been, because there wouldn't have been any other explanation as to why have this part on the show. Because this obviously is leading somewhere. For some reason, this guy wants to control.
I need to know why.
Yeah.
So Lee gets the plates. He sets Assam's girl free, and his partner, I guess, says, I'm already off to another case. As soon as I get somewhere settled down, I'll, put in your paperwork so you're home free, yada yada, whatever. And life is good again. Except for now she has to get away because she already knows the Tong are going to be coming after her. So she had set up to meet Lee to meet Assam at the train station. And she goes to talk to her dad, and her dad basically tells her, buzz off, you're on your own. Okay, thanks, Dad. But
he didn't even look up.
No, he didn't at all. So she takes off, and the funny thing is, she's gonna go to the train station. Hopefully Assam does show up, because I don't think she has any money at this point. Fake or real.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Dad wasn't gonna give her any.
Yeah.
So now here's the part. Who was this guy that's all of a sudden talking to Leary?
I think we saw him earlier in the show.
Looking like Leonardo DiCaprio or something. I don't even know who he was.
I think this is the guy that was man. I think Leary was trying to get this guy to hire some of his men.
Oh, okay.
And
now with Strickland out of the way, this is the one that might take over.
Yeah.
Even though this guy didn't act like he knew Strickland was out of the way, he just said he hasn't shown up lately. Okay, that makes sense. They'd probably learn more about him if there was another season.
Yeah, I think this guy. This is the guy. I think, I'm not sure, but I think this guy sent Leary to beat up Strickland, because remember Strickland.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
I think this is the guy that sent him to go do that.
That makes more sense, actually. So Assam shows back up with the Tong, and this is basically where it all goes bad for Assam.
Yeah, so he woke up because he got hit in the head by one of the cops when he was leaving, and that kind of threw him off, because this is the point where he was on his way to go see Chow and get his bag and then go to the train station. But since the cop knocked him out, I'm assuming Hong ended up taking him back to the Hopways headquarters. So he wakes up and he doesn't know what the hell is going on.
Well, Young Jun doesn't he still hasn't figured out that Assam is the one that kind of messed everything up, but he assumes it's Mai Ling. And the second he says now is the perfect time to go kill Mai Ling and her crew, that's when he basically tests Assam's loyalty there. And Assam,
well, actually, first Assam thought that he was going after.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he messed up and said that.
Yeah,
He's going after the
he's
girl.
like, oh, she's gone. She doesn't have. He was like, what are you talking about? We're going after Mylene, you know. So then that really messed his head up now because now he knows he can't leave to go to the train station to see his girl. He has to take care of his sister. Has to help his sister out. So
yeah, Young Jun, he kind of called that from the beginning though, that even though she tried to have her brother diced, he's not about having her killed.
mm-hmm.
And Young Jun's like, listen, I'm not gonna make you go with us to kill your sister, but you're not getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Assam, he gives that look. Like, that look he's always giving. He's like, okay. And he tries to leave. He tries to leave in peace, but everybody blocks his way. And I'm surprised. The only person I thought who would actually take him on would be Young Jun and Hong.
I was surprised that Hong did.
Nobody else should want that smoke.
No. I was surprised Hong did.
Either. Well, I'm not. Hong's very loyal.
Yeah, he is. But he's loyal to the Tong. He's also loyal to Young Jun and Assam.
Yeah, but Assam never wanted to be a part of the Tong.
Yeah.
Hong did.
Yeah.
He was excited to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Assam, when he first got there, he needed to kind of be broken in a few times. And then just accepted his fate. Like I said, Hong wanted it. And this part was so crazy because, he takes off the coat. He's got the wife beater on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was obviously full Bruce Lee mode.
Yes, it was. Especially when he got the nunchucks.
Yeah. And the only thing he could have done to make it more, and I knew he wasn't going to do it, but was, just getting the, whoa.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that,
yep. I think he purposely doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't get compared, but come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything about this was full Bruce Lee. It was crazy. So, good fight scene, but I think we could have had a little more with him and Young Jun, but I don't think Young Jun's on his level anyway. So.
He's not, man. It would have made Young Jun look a little too tough.
Yeah, you're right.
Able to hang with Assam. He can't hang with Assam.
I think Hong maybe for a minute could have hung with him, but the second he had those nunchucks, it was over. Like,
yeah.
They had to know that. Come on, serious. And he was messing people up with those nunchucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what you say; those nunchucks are too long. A couple of pair of knives aren't going to do nothing against. But he did drop the nunchuck. I don't know why he did that. He felt like, oh yeah, I don't need these to take you on, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have, like I said, I would have liked a little bit more between him and Young Jun and Hong, but that's okay. And he had a chance to kill pretty much everyone, and he wouldn't do that.
No.
He just basically like, listen, you don't need to go kill my sister, but I'm not going to kill you. But he probably should have, because I think this definitely would bite him in the ass later. If they ever finish this. So we see the printer's daughter. I never remember what her name is, but it's not even that big a deal.
Yeah,
she goes to see Chow waiting for Assam, and Chow basically tells her if Assam ain't here by now, he's either forgot about you or he's dead. But he left. Basically, he wanted you to leave, so here's some money, kick rocks, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And reluctantly, she does. She gets on the train, and she takes off.
And just think, there's no way for them to get in contact with each other. In order for Assam to ever see her again, she's going to have to come back to San Francisco.
Yep. Now, all these people coming after Mylene, is this Young Jun and his people, or is this her own people?
No, they had on the suits. This is the Hopway.
Okay, I was just making sure because it's so dark. At the same time, we see these people dropping down on her. We see, what is this guy's name? Fei Long, whatever.
This the guy that got framed as the swordsman.
Yeah,
that's who he is. I don't remember his name though.
I know it's Fei Long or Fei Hong or something. He shows up and immediately just kills Chow. I forgot about that.
Well, we do see him get stabbed in the back, and he gets stabbed.
There's no way I mean, come on.
Only reason I say that is
we've
because
seen other people come back.
yeah, we've seen people get stabbed before and they didn't necessarily die. Even Assam fight and Young Jun gets stabbed in the stomach. You know,
better hurry up and get some medical care because right now he's dying.
Yeah,
too much blood. I hope he's not dead. I love Chow.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not looking good. So Mai Ling must have been ready for people to come get her because she had a couple of guns. And it really wasn't looking good for her, but she was fighting the whole way. And I really kept thinking like Assam was going to show up in the nick of time, but he never really did.
No.
But she took care of herself because by the time he did show up, she was a little worse for wear, but she wasn't dead. So, and she thought he was there to kill her. She put the knife on him. And he basically, I don't know what he was saying and what language.
I think that was her real name, what he was saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I think he kept on saying like Zhao Jing. I think that he was calling her by her real name, I think. So
they kind of embrace each other, and the warrior, warrior sign pops back up, and you think it's over, but then we see Lei Long show up, and a group of guys drop their normal clothing. And is this a new Tong? Is this him taking over the Tong? Like, I'm not really sure because they're in different outfits than the other ones have been in. So I didn't know if this was a new Tong.
It might have been his maybe because why would he want to be called the Long Z?
No,
so this looks like this is his, so might have had a new name.
So these guys have different outfits with like gun holsters on, which was weird. So I thought the gun Tong. And he just has his white shirt on. And, I mean, that's basically how it ends.
Yeah, that was the end of it. So, I think they need a little bit more work with this. I mean, they couldn't have known this was going to be the end. To end it like this does not make sense.
No, I think they ended it with the intention for a fourth season.
Yeah, they had to.
They pulled the rug out from under them.
Yeah, they had to. But oh well. I still give the season an A. I still enjoyed it. I just think that the ending could have been. It's just like you said, man. It was just too much that didn't get resolved at the end of the show.
I see shows like this a lot of times come back in like a movie. So
that would be the perfect way to do it. Yeah. And I thought about that last night. You don't necessarily need to have a TV series to continue, but if you just did one movie or two movies, I think that'd be the best way to go.
I think a 2 hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes something movie could wrap it up.
I just say that because if it does come back as a movie, it will be popular. Yeah, and you know how execs are. If something is really, really popular, they're going to do another one.
That's fine. Okay. It's funny. So my father-in-law put me up on this movie that we watched at his house, and then I watched it like 3 more times. It's called Serenity. And I found out like a year later after watching that movie. I love the movie. I've seen it a bunch. It was so good. I found out that movie was the conclusion to a show that got canceled after season 1 called Firefly.
Okay.
So I watched the movie before watching the show. And then I watched the show and said, oh, this movie makes a lot more sense. So it's funny the way that happens. And I don't know. I'll have to go back and see how long after the show ended they made the movie. I'm kind of curious now.
I know a lot of people like Firefly. I never saw it, and I did hear about Serenity before, but I don't think I've seen that movie. But I know a lot of people.
You can watch the movie without watching the show, but it's better if you watch the show.
Okay, all right. That was a CW show, wasn't it? Firefly. I think it was on CW. I believe.
Joss Whedon, which I love Joss Whedon, so I don't know how it got by me without me even knowing about it. But yeah, it was really good.
It came out either in the late 2000s, like 2008 or 9, or it came in the early teens, I think. So, all right. So next we're going to watch Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone. And once again, before anybody get on our backs, we know it's not a traditional martial arts movie, but Wesley Snipes is a martial artist and he does martial arts in the film, and like he is programmed to have all of these martial arts skills. So that's why we're watching Demolition Man. So it's gonna be pretty good.
And it's our show. We do it.
And then on Superflix, last week we covered Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. This week we're covering Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. That was a fun movie that we did for Superflix.
Yeah, I think so. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Any closing remarks, Joe?
Check out all of our other shows. Check out Flex Bros. We got 4 episodes out right now, and we're working on number 5.
And make sure you check out the Winner Circle that we dropped this week. Did you listen to Winner Circle, Joe?
No, I'll listen to it at work tomorrow.
Did you? Okay, so real quick before we go, man, have you heard of this guy called Derek Moneybird?
No.
Okay, this guy is a guy who sells a lot of curriculums, and he seems like one of those guys that I don't know if I'm going to give him my money for this thing. But one of the things he did was he came up with a curriculum where he's teaching men how to talk to women. You can go to seminars or buy his curriculum, and I'm going to send you some videos. He has a bunch of videos, a bunch of people talking about him on YouTube. Well, evidently, back in June or July, he got his jiu-jitsu black belt after being trained for 3.5 years. Okay. So this guy, he rolls. When he rolls, he does it in socks. He never joined a class, Joe. He never did a jiu-jitsu class. What he does, supposedly he's rich. So he flew in all of these different MMA champions to train him at his house every single week. And one of the his main instructors, Jake Shields, who was a UFC fighter. Jake Shields is the person that gave him his black belt after only 3.5 years. And the bad thing, though, a lot of people are saying that he really earned it and deserves it. He says he trains 4 hours a day in jiu-jitsu.
Money can buy anything, I guess.
That's right. So I'm going to have you take a look at some of these videos and listen to some of the things that people are saying about him. So we talked about him on the Winner Circle, Isaiah and I. We talked about him, and it's crazy, man. Crazy.
That's nuts.
All right. Everyone, stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week. And I'm going to play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.